Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday, and welcome to your Wednesday Wisdom with Spirit. I'm Gina Byro. I'm a medium and a cosmic channeler, and today we're just going to dive into the messages. No cards, no nothing, just opening up the clairs, tuning in, seeing what's there. So, I'm just going to dive in. All right, hold on one sec here. Okay, so first thing, we have a new moon today. So we're in this energy of new moon. Now I wanna mention something first with a new moon. We tend to think that the full moon is the most powerful moon, has the biggest energy, everything goes crazy in a full moon. There is merit to that for sure, right? However, there are many people that react really strongly to new moons and sometimes even more strongly to a new moon. And so one thing Spirit is showing me right now is for any of you that are feeling a little caught off guard with this extra force energy behind you, I was going to say pressure, but it's more like there's a force behind you, and the force may come out as anger at first, but it can also come out as passion, and it can also come out as purpose. And so that's why they're highlighting the force energy. They're saying what you're really picking up in this new moon is the magnitude of momentum that is in motion right now. And it feels like an energy of force. And because of everything that everyone is going through, questioning, reality is rising in consciousness, watching things crumble in certain parts of the world, there's so much kind of pressure on the mind, on the body, and evolution and revolution, like so many things converging at the same time right now. So within that, people tend to be a little kind of short fused right now, just spent, like they're done, they're exhausted, and understandably so. And what Spirit is saying is this can come through like bursts of anger, but they're saying check in with the energy of the new moon for you and notice, is it actually the anger? Because you might have anger pieces coming forward, and that's fine. They're coming forward for you to recognize them. However, some of it might actually not be the anger. It might be a little trigger, but it doesn't require the response that's coming through. And if you tune into the energy, you're actually picking up on the momentum and the force, this push of energy coming and basically moving through your body to kind of help you in the directions you're wanting to go in your new creative ideas, your clarity on certain situations, your decisions moving forward, honestly, it permeates all things. So check in if you're feeling this energy, this force, and where are you applying it to? Because if you notice you're applying it in anger and you're not doing so consciously, the moment when you recognize that though, and you get to choose where you're actually placing that energy, that's when things get really powerful, because you then get to be tapping into this universal energy that you can utilize. That's where the power is, okay? That's the first part of the message here. Let me just tune back in. Okay, interesting. The other thing they're showing me is an eclipse, actually, and we're not in eclipse season right now. But they're showing me an eclipse, and when you're watching an eclipse and you see it get completely dark, and then there's a ring around the eclipse, and you see the light shining behind it, even though it's dark, right? You can literally see the light behind it. Spirit is saying that is the energy right now in the world. Especially when we look at it from the 3D perspective of everything that's kind of happening and crumbling and shifting and all of that. They're saying what you perceive as dark, don't forget the amount of light behind it. That force energy is the energy of light, of the higher realms, of higher consciousness, of spirit, pushing into that energy of dark to make the dark uncomfortable as much as the light is. Those that are working in the higher frequencies, as much as that's uncomfortable right now with everything going on, the dark is equally as uncomfortable. And that force will eventually permeate through. So if we kind of leave the eclipse symbolism now, we can take that visual. But if we now change it to the heat of that solar energy, of that light consciousness, eventually will start to burn away at the dark, and it'll start to create these kind of fissures through, and it'll begin to shine through before it is all burned away. That's the process that's happening right now. And so they're like, don't doubt the energy of the light pushing through the dark. And I talked about this in Cosmic Consciousness, I think in December, about how Spirit was saying they have the capacity to do more on our behalf right now. And they are. And so that's a big energy right now. And again, that's why with that push energy from the light, it's feeding into this momentum. And it's really important that we're aligning with what we want versus using that push energy to knock us into chaos and turmoil and drama. And it doesn't mean that sometimes life changes don't have, you know, a little bit of chaos and turmoil. They do, but it's your consciousness in it that makes a big difference. So they're wanting, they're showing me a sword now. It's so many symbolisms. They're showing me a sword now, and they're saying this energy that is pushing through from the light, you get to wield like a sword, or maybe even a magic wand. Let's put it that way. You get to wield it, and you get to choose where that energy goes. And if you imagine yourself as the magician, if we use the tarot magician card, the magician holds all of the different energies. It holds the swords, the cups, the wands, and the pentacles, right? That's you interacting in all the levels and realms, mind, body, spirit, if we want to make it simple. You carry the wand that can help dictate all of that. And so they're saying, hey, pay attention to this energy right now. It is big, it is forceful, but it is coming from the light. Not only is it making you uncomfortable, potentially, likely, it is also making the dark uncomfortable. So don't think that this discomfort is just happening to you. It is this push of energy to further surface darkness. So we're still going to see more things come up, but it's also penetrating some of their strongest barriers, energetic wards, if you will. It's that energy of push, and it's working in our favor right now. So be thoughtful of where you utilize that energy for yourself. There's something else. Okay, and they're saying if you get caught up in the whirl and you feel like you can't find your direction in this energy, they're like, come back to kindness. Oh, a great way to shift your frequency. I mean, we've talked about song, we've talked about music, but they said another thing is come back to kindness. Sometimes if you're just feeling so frustrated or so lost, another way to kind of re-spark your spirit is an act of kindness. Something as simple as holding open the door for somebody, paying for someone's coffee in the lineup before them. You know, like all of you, if you're watching this, you have a kind heart. You understand what kindness is. Doing those acts of kindness actually also help refill your own heart. So they're saying fall into that too, because then it inspires the next person to bring in an act of kindness as well. And it kind of has a ripple effect. So lots of energy with this moon, but really make the most of it. And it's your consciousness. Be really conscious about why you're doing what you're doing, and then you can make it work for you. Very cool message. Very, very cool. All right, well, I'll leave that with all of you for now. Thank you so much, as always, for joining me. I really appreciate it. And I will see you all tomorrow. So I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. I hope you feel aligned and walking in your divine purpose. All right, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow.